Anyway, but you get the point. Everybody has this sense of territory. You cannot get closer to someone unless you are permitted to. I am sure I was tempted to try to kiss everybody on the mouth here, and I would have got a negative reaction. So there is a territory. Now, where does that come from? Let's do some very simple arithmetics. Yesterday we got a lot of statistics. I will be much simpler. I'm going to ask you a question, order of magnitude, not trying to be exact, but how much food do we take in every day? Is it rather 100 grams, or 1 kilogram, or 10 kilogram? So, who thinks it? Who is rather for 100 grams? Nobody? You're going to get fat. How many people think it's rather 1 kilogram? Some hands. 10 kilograms? Anybody? No, not everybody voted. So, yes, it shows. Anyway, so if we say that we eat 1 kilogram per day, and that a year approximately, order of magnitude, has 400 days, then we eat 400 kilograms of food every day. And it takes us humans about 20 years to grow fully. So that's 8,000 kilograms of food. Well, at the end, you weigh, again, for the sake of calculation, 80 kilograms. That's only 1%. Where did the other 99% go? Burned for energy and a huge heap of shit. Now, what does that mean? It means that we need food for several purposes. In nature, this is rather 10%. An animal has to eat 10 kilogram in order to grow 1 kilogram. Now, if we take a dolphin, I mean, many people here love dolphins. Take a dolphin that weighs about, there are many species of dolphins. Take one that weighs 50 kilograms. It must have eaten 500 kilograms of fish, which have eaten 5,000 kilograms of zooplankton, animal plankton, which have eaten 50 tons of phytoplankton, of plant plankton. Now that is a huge volume of ocean. So one dolphin needs an enormous space of ocean for itself. If it is a group of dolphins, they will together need an even bigger volume of ocean. That's where our sense of territory comes from. Because if there are too many competition, then we don't get enough food. Now, biology is a very, and you will agree, is a very easy subject. Everybody can understand it. If you don't eat, you die. So eating is vital, it's necessary. Now in nature, to take an exception for us human beings, in nature when an animal eats something, that something is also something living being eaten. So the second imperative, if you are a living being, is not to be eaten. Now you can explain camouflage, points, poison, etc. Self-defense. So, if you have food, if you can eat for your whole life, and if you are not being eaten in the meantime, then you live forever. Isn't that nice? It's nice, but it's wrong. Because ultimately we die. So, you eat, and you try not to be eaten in order to preserve yourself, the individual. But in order for the species to survive, we need the third thing in biology, reproduction. Now, to reproduce, you have two ways, either asexual or sexual. Forget about asexual, it's not fun. Now, sexual reproduction demands that somehow, one way or another, one cell meets another cell, and these two together form what we call a zygote, and from there on, a new individual can grow. But it's not very evident, especially not in mammals, where we belong to. It's not very evident to bring this little cell to the other little cell in order that procreation can take place. So we have a little carrot. And like donkeys, we ran behind the carrot. It's called sex. Pleasure. That's another biologist. And maybe this is where love originates. Because if you take the one step, you are not very far from the next one. And this would be the biologist's answer to where love comes from. But I'm unable to explain what love is. I think the origin of love is where I just pointed out. Now, a totally different story. Like many other people in this room, I travel a lot and I meet people. And one of the people I met is the superior of a convent in Siberia, Mother Arsenia.